Good afternoon and welcome. Thank you for being with us today. We are so glad that you're here. Today's event is an occasion to celebrate. We celebrate the education and instruction that our students experience today, and we celebrate the plans to enhance and expand that experience. In the next few minutes, you will hear comments from several of our leaders as they give us a glimpse of what this expansion will mean for our current and future students, our faculty, and those who come to St. Vincent College to utilize this new addition to our already outstanding facilities. This all would not have been possible without the help of some of our very special guests. The spark for this idea, the vision for its practical application and initial support came from Ralph Liberator. Thank you, Ralph and Donna. President Emeritus Jim Will, from his unique perspective of leading the college for many years, saw the need for this facility and offered the major and leadership support to propel it forward. Thank you, Jim and Mary Ellen. The Allegheny Foundation particularly saw the business education partnership as valuable to St. Vincent and our region, and supported this project with a significant leadership grant. Thank you to Matt Grohl and to your trustees, especially to our good friends Joanne Byer and Jim Rohr. Thank you, Matt. Thanks also to all of our alumni and donors who support this project, especially the physicians and surgeons and healthcare experts, for your knowledge and your support. Thank you all. I'd also like to recognize Sam Ryman from the Richard King Mellon Foundation and Linda Box and Zan Rich from the Catherine Mavis McKenna Foundation, through whose generous support we were able to build the original Dupre Science Pavilion. Thank you very much, both. We are grateful for the leadership of Brother Norman Hips, mathematician, former Dean of the Boyer School, and now our president. I invite him to come forward to the lectern.
Well, it was 7 years ago when many of the same people were here. I was a little bit closer to the library, but we broke ground. And we did this particular extraordinary Dupre Science Pavilion. And if you happen to have wandered through the building and you've seen the kind of activity that our students and faculty are making use of it, whether that has been the science project, okay, whether it was the 4 students who were playing the string ensemble in the Luparella Lecture Hall. One student was a pharmacy student, one was a biology student from Brazil, one was a music major, and one was a vocalist. This space, okay, has created opportunities not only for our science students, but for all of our students, and I'm deeply grateful for that. Okay? In fact, this facility has helped us attract freshman classes that the number of freshmen interested in doing majors in math and computer science is over 40% in each freshman class. Okay. So we need a little more space, okay? We're going to do it in a way that is consistent with what has been done, whether that is in terms of the architectural design or whether the environmental care. It will be, again, a LEED certified building. We have a long tradition of premier pre-med programs and have seen a growing interest among our students in the allied health field. And in fact, we've added a new major in integrated science to serve these students. This building will house a human anatomy laboratory and facilities that will serve not only those pre-med students, but this new program in the biomedical sciences. I am grateful to Dean Steve Jodis, Biology Chair Bruce Bethke, Chair of Integrated Sciences, Carol Fish, who have led the plans for these programs and for the interior design of the facility. The hall will also serve our students interested in engineering. 2 years ago, we began a 4-year engineering science major to complement the 3-2 engineering program that we've had since the 1950s. Okay? The result of this new program is that the number of students at St. Vincent now engaged in engineering studies has doubled. We have gone from 35 to 70. Okay? One of the floors on this new structure will be devoted to that field. Special recognition should be made to Dr. Paul Folensby, whom we recruited from Los Alamos to fill the Jim Will Professorship of Engineering Science, to Drs. Daniel Lecara and Michael Botska, who for years oversaw that 3-2 engineering program. This facility will provide the space where our young men and women will work in teams with our faculty to develop rigorous, creative thinking, to be St. Vincent graduates imbued with the liberal arts, to serve our world in the field of engineering and healthcare. I am so pleased. It's my turn to invite Jim Will, one of our 3-2 graduates. Okay? As Paul said, President Emeritus, current chair of the Boyer School Advisory Council, member of our board of directors, whose name will grace this building. With deep gratitude to Jim and Mary Ellen. Please come forward, Jim.
Thank you, Norman. Thank you for those kind remarks. It's always good to come back to St. Vincent. It, as you know, has a special meaning to me. As I was coming here today, I was trying to think how long ago I came here as a freshman, and it turns out it was 60 years ago. And I know you can't believe that, but it's true. But as I was thinking about that, and as I think about my time here at St. Vincent, I can still hear those faculty, those professors, those staff members pushing me, educating me, making sure I was out of bed in the morning to get to class. And the fact that they gave me something which has carried me forth even today. First of all, I think they made me a whole person. I was just a kid from the inner city of Pittsburgh. I didn't know anything. I can remember when I first came up here, my uncle asked me, "What do you want to take?" I said, "Geez, Unc, I don't know. My dad made me go to college. What do you know?" He said, "Engineering, buddy, that's what you want to take." And that's exactly what I signed up for, the old 3-2 engineering program. And of course, so I got a personal lift out of being here at St. Vincent. I got a career out of it. And here we are today. And over those years, you know, from back when I went here till now, St. Vincent, of course, has grown in leaps and bounds, which we're all proud of. And now we have to grow again. And I'm so pleased that the engineering program has taken off and that the biomedical sciences have also taken off. And I do give credit to my buddy down here, Ralph, who, and I talked about this for years, Ralph, before we really got it going. So today we're here to break ground for this wonderful building, which I know the faculty will use and make students get what I got, which is really something that really, I don't know if we could replace. But anyhow, I do want to thank all of you for, first of all, being here today, and secondly, for allowing me to put my name on the building. And I thank all of you for that. And I thank all of you for all you do for St. Vincent College. Thanks very much.
Well, you've heard Father Paul and Jim both mention that the instigator of this program initially was Ralph Libertor. Ralph also serves on our board of directors, okay? And he is the founder and the executive agency advisor of Three Rivers Orthopedic and Spine Products, Inc. Special thanks to Ralph and Donna. Ralph, please.
I only have a few words, but I didn't want to miss one of them. So I wanted to make sure I had my notes. But this is quite a day. And for a local businessman who's in the medical device distribution business, to have the opportunity to educate with the St. Vincent College community in this new facility off the Dupre Center, which is dedicated to engineering and a medical cadaver lab, takes the college to another level. And I'm so proud of that for St. Vincent. We now have the ability for research and education and academics and practical application in healthcare. These fields are having such dynamic changes in technology and application, and why not get it here? I think that's so, why not get it here? So I'm thrilled. Thank you for inviting me, and I'm excited about the groundbreaking and that nice looking shovel. So thank you very much.
Thank you all for coming out in the sun today. We are very appreciative of that. I am also very appreciative of what Ralph and Jim have done. Ralph, of course, you've heard the technical term of what he does, but really he's a spare parts aficionado. But because of Donna, he has a transcendent purpose. And we have traveled with him, and I'll tell you what it is to make lives better. And for that, we thank Ralph and Donna. Now, my friend Jim Will, I have a whole list of things to say about him. He is a steel man, okay, but he's an affable steel man. And he needed both of those things in order to successfully complete the first term as a layperson as president of St. Vincent College. But more important than that, he has always worn the Benedictine habit in his heart where it matters most. Thank you all very much for coming. On behalf of the board, we are very appreciative of your efforts. Have a great day, and God bless. And since Brother Norman's looking the other way, I get the opportunity to introduce the abbot. And I have all these things about his child. Oh, no. It's my pleasure to introduce to you our Father Abbot.
My thanks to Chris and to all of the members of the board and to each one of you for your presence here today. It is a wonderful day in which we celebrate the inauguration of a new building here at St. Vincent, and as Jim Will indicated, that this is his 60th anniversary, and he didn't tell you that he came here when he was 3 years old, though. Child prodigy that he is, but we're grateful for not only his having been a student and a graduate of St. Vincent, but certainly for his outstanding service as the president, first lay president of St. Vincent College, and grateful for the many years and for the deep friendship that he's extended to us over these years. I do want to extend my gratitude to all of you for your presence here today, to Jim, to Ralph, to all of the foundations who are represented here today for your generous support, and to all the benefactors who are with us today. As Brother Norman mentioned, that the endeavor of science has been an important part of the tradition of St. Vincent, going back to the very foundation in 1846, when Boniface Wimmer and his group of companions from Germany came to establish St. Vincent. Wimmer was very committed to the sciences and sent some of his young monks off to the best universities in Europe back at that moment in history to be educated. So from the very beginning, the investment in the sciences has been an important part of the tradition here at St. Vincent. But it's more than simply science. It's science that it's informed by the Judeo-Christian tradition, which is an important part of the liberal arts tradition, but also an important part of the faith tradition, which is represented in this college and also in the mission of St. Vincent. So I'm grateful for all of you for your support of that mission. In a special way, I want to thank our chairman, Chris Donahue, for his leadership as the chairman of the board, and for the board members who contribute and who help direct the college in fulfilling that mission here at St. Vincent. As we know that from looking over history, that science that is without a strong moral base can lead to the horrors that we saw in Nazi Germany, to many of the places of the world. So It's really science that has a strong moral base, which is part of the uniqueness of our program here at St. Vincent, and one of the reasons why this particular moment in history, a building such as this, and our commitment to the sciences is so important. So again, my thanks to all of you for your presence here today, for your support of St. Vincent, and as we gather, it's my pleasure to ask you now to please stand as we say a prayer for the blessing of this ground and then the dedication of the groundbreaking for the building. In the spirit of God's all-embracing love that brings us together, let us bow our heads in prayer. Dear God, we thank you for the blessings that you give to us each day. We thank you in a special way for the beauty of this day and for also gathering us together for the groundbreaking for this new building of scientific inquiry. We ask that those who come here, that they may be enlightened by your divine wisdom, and that all that we do may reflect your greater honor and glory. We ask your blessing on our faculty, on the students, on our benefactors, all those who gather here this day. Help us all to be good stewards of what you entrusted to our care. We ask your blessing as we go forward, that we may always live in the light of that truth that you have revealed to us through your Son, Jesus Christ. Help us always to live in the light of that truth. And we ask your blessing now on each of us and on this building that we are about to begin, mindful that you alone are the source and giver of every good gift. We ask this all through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Okay, 1,